Well, I suppose that the first thing then is just, I suppose, give me an overview, just in case there's people who haven't heard the news, of what is going to be happening, and then just how kind of, I suppose, that came about.
So basically, obviously with the regulations in place just now, that fans can't get to games and so on, we've been discussing ideas, not just at BSC, I think this is happening at every club just now, out with the Premiership, of kind of how best to get games out there for people to watch. And it was actually the guys at the club that came to me with the idea, saying, well, why don't we try and live stream them on your Twitch channel? And I think it's a great idea, because not only will it mean that it's open to any eyes, because it's a free website, similar to YouTube and so on, but yeah, we're going to try and put a different spin on it as well. So it won't just be the game kind of as a blank live stream. We'll have myself presenting it and get a kind of bit of chat with a few guys around the club as well. So hopefully it'll be of interest to people.
And I'm sure most of your followers will be well versed on how Twitch works and things like that. But there might be some people listening who maybe don't know quite so much. That it could be a really good way of a club making a wee bit of money, isn't it, as well? Because, you know, you can make a good bit of donations on there and things like that. Is that also what the club maybe hope they can get, a little bit of revenue stream there as well?
Yeah, it's kind of less about the revenue though, because ultimately the kind of business model of BSC Glasgow, given that we're still playing in Alloa just now, isn't really based on money through the gate, until we get back home, and then it'll kind of take on a more traditional kind of, well, business model, I guess. But there will be a donation link, obviously, for people to donate to the club if they're thankful for the stream and so on. But a large part of it comes down to exposure, I think, as well, because most live streams going around, you need to pay to get them, especially when they're club-only ones. This is one of the few that not only it will be free for everyone to watch, but it'll be on a platform that's accessible to anyone with internet as well. So, touch wood, all being well, we're really excited about it.
So it's obviously going to be really easy for people to watch it, and anyone who knows a little bit about, at least over the last few seasons, how the Lowland League was, and they maybe seen BSC Glasgow and some of the Scottish Cup, they know that you're probably going to get some pretty entertaining games as well.
I'd expect so. Yeah, the league itself it's improving every year, and it's always been a decent standard to watch. But especially last year, like the likes of ourselves and Kelty and Bonnierig chasing the title, it was genuinely exciting almost every game. So there'll be plenty of instant put it that way. We know that much.
And I know in the kind of announcement you mentioned that, as far as you know, this is the first time that this sort of thing has happened, where they're going to be a club exclusively having their games on Twitch. And I suppose, if not, it's probably definitely going to be the first in the UK and Scotland. Do you think that there might be others that will start to maybe follow that idea?
Yeah, I expect so. It's still the early days of Twitch being a platform that's not just gaming, I think. Like we've seen it over lockdown, especially, that there's a lot of comedians now use it. Sports clubs are beginning to use it to get games out there. So we've had, for example, Women's Rugby League has been on it quite often. We've had some Premier League games through Amazon Prime were also on Twitch. So it's it's still in its infancy in terms of different uses getting found for it, but it is purely a live stream platform. It's not a gaming platform, that a lot of people don't really seem to kind of get the distinction there just now. And I think the more that this kind of thing is broadcast there, the more that we'll see clubs thinking, well, why don't we give it a go as well and see what we can do on it?
And just kind of finally, you mentioned a few of the things that will be involved when you do have your live streams, in terms of yourself presenting and you'll be chatting to some of the guys from the clubs. Do you have any other kind of details on what that will look like for when they tune in, or is that something you're still kind of fleshing out and trying to work out how you want to present that?
We've got a good idea of the structure. So basically, we'll still need to flesh out and test everything and make sure that we're comfortable with how it looks, obviously. But the idea is, generally when I already stream on Twitch, like I'll be playing a football related game of some sort, I'll be chatting away with people, and we want to keep that kind of conversational aspect of it. So if people are putting comments down, putting questions in the chat window or so on, we'll be looking to bounce off them and essentially almost be like watching football with your mates in a way. a lot of the guys that watch already know personally anyway, so it does feel that way. But so we'll have, what, say 15 minutes or so beforehand, getting a couple of interviews with the gaffer, see what they think, a bit of chat about the teams, straight into the game. And yeah, it'll be a kind of more informal commentary. I won't be pretending to be the next, well, Martin Tyler, whoever comes to mind, but hopefully it'll be something that's engaging enough for people to come by and keep watching.
And I suppose just quickly then, because you mentioned that idea of it's like watching it with your mates, we've seen that when, last weekend a few fans did get back into Pittodrie, they got back into Dingwall, there was a lot of people who said that those rules they sound awful, because going to a football game isn't necessarily to them just about seeing the football in front of them. It's about that aspect of being with people. So do you think there's a lot of people that are probably really missing that, so they'll really enjoy getting to go in and just kind of chat away with people while they're watching the football?
Yeah, especially at our level as well. Out with the SPFL, the lower leagues or the non-leagues, however you want to term them, it's all about community. It's about going and having chat with people when you're there watching the games. You're close enough to hear the players talking away as well. A lot of the people that go every week will know these players personally. So I feel, especially with the teams at our level and below, it's something that's really missed. And hopefully this can go some way to fill in a gap. But obviously, until the fans are back as normal, it won't fully be filled. So just hope we can help in the meantime.